Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Brittany and I go through the tools and systems marketed to photographers so we can break them down together to see what works and what might be a waste of your time. If that sounds helpful, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. We are heading back into Session today to check out their new golden hour shortcut, which makes it easy to show clients exactly when the most magical evening light of the day will be. And just in case you aren't familiar with Session, they are a booking app that makes setting up and scheduling photo shoots super simple for both the photographer and the client. I do have another video going through a lot of the key components of Session, so if you're curious to know more about the entire system, feel free to check out that video. Today though, we're just getting acquainted with the newest feature launch to see how it works and looks, both on the back end and from the client's point of view. I do want to note that this feature is currently only for evening golden hour, not sunrise golden hour. If you want sunrise, Session has encouraged users in their announcement email to reach out to them and nicely request that they expand to include it. I'll leave the contact email for Session's site down below. Alright, diving in, there's a couple ways to implement the golden hour functionality. The first one I'm covering is when setting up a full session. After selecting a date, the time and session duration field appears, and under those input areas, there's a link we can click that will show us the golden hour time for the location that we type in, as well as how long golden hour will last for that day. I love that it tells us the duration of golden hour because that can help us adjust our session duration or adjust the start time to accommodate our session duration preferences. My sessions typically go for about 60 minutes, so I'll have to roll back the start time a little bit, but still, in the amount of time it took for me to type in my location, I had the most optimal time for shooting right in front of me. I didn't have to open an app on my phone, I didn't have to make a new tab and type in my browser, or go to my bookmarked sunrise/sunset predictor. Essentially, I don't have to shift focus away from my session setup at all. I can get this all done, send it to my client, and get them booked. It's convenient and cool, and those are two things I very much enjoy. Our next way of getting golden times out there is to set regular and golden hour time blocks that clients will be able to select from our public-facing booking site. We can do this by going to the Manage dropdown, then to Availability. If you're brand new to the Session application, you'll also want to make a public session type first, which the system does communicate to us and gives us links directly to complete. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay, after getting my main session type set up and heading back to the availability area, I can now set up a new group, and here in the right corner is where we see our golden hour settings. I really like this little pop out that they do for this menu because one, it's really easy to work through. All we need to input is our location and preferred lead time. And two, it's filled with good information about the golden hour feature and the settings. Back in the calendar screen, we can start adding our times either using the regular weekly scheduler, which makes our time slots reoccurring, or if the idea of regular time blocks that clients can just book whenever they want until the end of time kind of gives you the heebie-jeebies, we can scroll on down to the monthly calendar and add time slots to whatever days we choose. The golden hour option shows up as an add option with a little graphic next to it to bring some attention to the feature. It's simple to add, and the neat thing is that because I set the lead time to be 30 minutes in that golden hour settings area, the system automatically adjusts the golden hour time blocks to account for that. So unlike when I'm setting a full session and then manually calculating my own lead time, this is just done for me. On the client side, they'll be able to see the available time slots for the day, and assuming we have a golden hour block available, there will be a sunset icon and a footnote to let them know what golden hour is and give a little disclaimer about weather and location impacting final results. And just as a little side quest, at one point with this availability creator, I noticed that the time blocks save in the order that we add them, and I wanted to know if that's how it would appear to clients. So after I goblin moded my time blocks, I checked out my booking site and was really happy to see that Session organized them in the proper way and even gave time of day designations. It feels awesome to know that I can muck my way through entering times and the system will just make sure my clients see something much nicer and organized. Now that we've covered where the feature appears, I think it's important to highlight where it doesn't. Mini sessions. So back in the main dashboard, we'll create a mini, and in the setup screen, we can type in a location, but it's just a freeform text box. Not the searchable map location the full sessions or calendar use that allow the system to calculate golden hour. So even if we add a ton of time blocks where some of them will overlap with what we know will be golden hour, there's no golden hour indicator that appears. An option for us, if we want to let our clients know this is a cool time block, is to set it to premium, which the system's intention of this designation is to charge extra for that particular time. I do have some strong feelings about making a time slot cost more just because it may fall during golden hour, but my soapbox is currently in the shop, so I'm not gonna go off on that tangent. Do what you gotta do, I guess. What I will say is that we can mark a time as premium and just make it $0, along with entering in a description that this is a golden hour time block, so that on the client side, it'll be marked with a star to indicate there's something neat with it, and when clicked, there's a confetti animation. It's fun and cute, but I really wish that the larger pricing title and then $0 just wasn't there. This may be a me thing, but I don't love my clients seeing a $sign with a 0 spring up when a time slot is clicked. It just feels a little off-putting. I wish that when the premium price is set to 0, the price label and dollar amount just wouldn't show at all. Or even better, if there were a third option to mark a time slot as special without involving pricing. Maybe the golden hour icon could be used on the client side to indicate that. Just something subtle that isn't a $sign. Maybe that could be a thing along with adding sunrise golden hour at some point. To wrap this all up, I find the golden hour shortcut to be incredibly handy. It's not flashy or trying too hard, and I think it's one of those features where you don't think it'll make that much of a difference in your workflow until you start using it and realize that the convenience is something that can't be ignored. I think this pushes Session slightly ahead of the pack from other booking systems. I know no longer having to Google sunset times is more of a quality of life update, but when thinking of all the other tools they provide, it just stacks up and creates a pretty self-sufficient system. They're getting closer and closer to not just being a booking system, but to being a powerful all-in-one application. And I think future releases will probably promote them further and further into that realm. And I'm really excited to see what the future holds for them. And if I haven't made it obvious yet, I'll say it one more time. I do hope they release a variation for sunrise golden hour. That'll really wrap the whole thing up super nice. And I think that about does it. I know throughout this journey that we just took, there's a chance I didn't cover every angle of this shortcut that you were hoping I would. So think of this video as your map to chart your own adventure. Session does offer a 14-day free trial, so you can jump in, experiment, and see how it works for your own workflow. Let me know your thoughts on the feature and also the system in general. Thank you so much for tuning in to this look-see at Session's latest release. What type of day is your favorite for photos? Are you a classic golden hour lover, or do you have a different preferred time that you make magic during? Let me know in the comments. Also, I know I had fun, and if you did too, I hope you'll like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss what's next. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.